Sonic the Hedgehog is back, ready to take over the box office once again. The franchise has brought in more than $725 million worldwide. In Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the hero faces new challenges and rivals while trying to protect Earth. Jef Fowler, who oversaw the first two Sonic movies, returns as the director of number 3. The great Keanu Reeves plays Shadow, the dark anti-Sonic from the video game with powers similar to Sonic's. In this scene, Sonic meets Shadow for the first time.
Wow. Are you guys seeing this?
He looks just like you.
Impossible. You're a colorful bunch.
Excuse me? Why do you look like me?
I don't look like you. You look like me. Why do you look like me?
Hey, you know what? I'll ask the questions, new hedgehog. Who are you? Why do you look like me?
This is a waste of time.
And of course, the movie is distributed by Paramount Pictures, part of our parent company, Paramount Global. Keanu Reeves and Jef Fowler joins us now. Good morning, fellas. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Morning. We're doing great. Great to be here.
Well, thank you for joining us. Keanu, I'll start with you. You are joining the franchise as Shadow, a complex character with really intense emotions. How is voice acting and animation different from performing on screen?
Well, obviously you don't have your body. You don't have your eyes to help kind of communicate.
A minor detail for a great actor like Keanu.
Yeah, you don't have that, but you also have a wonderful freedom. And there's something really special about the concentration and the way that you have to articulate the voice and express. I find it really exhilarating.
Keanu, there's some depth and some pain in Shadow's voice. How did you choose what voice to go with?
I went searching and looking, and I had a wonderful director in terms of Jef and guidance to trying to find my inner Shadow and bring it out to the fore.
Yeah, we had some really great early conversations, and I think one of the things that Keanu did, which is really smart, was just identify the other characters, the voice, performances, and Ben Schwartz and Colleen O'Shaughnessy and Idris Elba, and where they were, just tone, and just found a really great spot for Shadow, because when you have 4 voice actors in the same film and 4 performances, they all want to have their own, their own unique sound, and Keanu kind of identified that need and found his Shadow, and it works great.
No doubt about it. And Jef, when you peel back the layers, there's some heavy storylines in this, especially when it comes to Shadow. I mean, he's a creature of his lived experiences, which is why he looks at the world the way he does. What can people expect from this one?
Oh, I mean, Shadow just provided such an exciting opportunity for us. Obviously, this is the 3rd film. We're always looking for ways to bring exciting new ideas and innovate and give audiences something that really feels new. And Shadow was all of that and more. This is a character that's been around for over 20 years. He is so massively popular in the Sonic fan base. And then when everyone found out that Keanu was going to voice him, I mean, you talk about dream casting. I mean, everyone just went crazy. And I know they're going to absolutely love what he's done with the character.
Yeah, and Keanu, you were referenced in Sonic 1 when Sonic talked about the movie Speed and calling you a national treasure, which we all believe is true. What is it like being referenced in the movie and then being called for the role in the Part 3?
I have to confess it's a little surreal, but also wonderful. And then you also threw a speed reference.
Yes, we're
in Sonic
doubling
3.
and tripling down on our meta storytelling. Yeah, Sonic 3, Robotnik has a speed reference in one of his lines. So we just love this guy, and we're so lucky to have him as part of our Sonic family. And he's here, and it's incredible.
Listen, I was able to get a sneak peek, and Jef, yes, I did catch the Easter eggs. Well done, my friend. Jef, we're around the same age, so we are men of a certain era, and I was a huge fan of Sonic and Still am, and there was also a reference to blowing the cartridge, which was something we all did.
Yes.
I gotta ask you, do you believe that actually works when playing video games?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know what the science is behind it, but 100%. You got a cartridge and you give it, a good blow, it's going to work. See, Keanu knows. He's a natural.
No doubt. And before we let you go, Keanu, I got to ask, you are back in the John Wick spinoff, Ballerina. So I have to find out, will there be a Chapter 5 of John Wick?
You can never say never, but my knees right now are saying you can't do another John Wick. So my heart does, but I don't know if my knees can do it.
Which is why you can voice Shadow for like decades to come. There
Thanks,
are no physical limitations,
That's
just
true.
your voice.
I'm free!
You heard it here first.
Yeah,
Keanu
yeah.
will be playing Shadow for the next 20 years.
Paramount definitely likes that answer, and I'll just say this for those that will watch the movie, stick around after the credits. You'll find a little surprise, maybe for things to come. Keanu Reeves, Jeff Fowler, thank you so much. We appreciate you taking the time.
I would like to fight.
No!
That's a clip from the trailer for the highly anticipated movie Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which hits theaters this Friday. This time, our heroes unite against a new enemy, another hedgehog named Shadow. Six-time Emmy nominee Idris Elba returns for this installment, playing Sonic's angry ally, Knuckles. He spoke to CBS Sunday morning correspondent Seth Doan about getting back up to speed.
At this London premiere, Idris Elba, Keanu Reeves, and Jim Carrey are recognizable without hearing them. But in their film, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the voices are key to knowing who's who. Keanu Reeves is Shadow, Sonic's all-powerful rival.
You're a colorful bunch.
Jim Carrey is the mustached Dr. Eggman and his father.
In the saggy flesh.
And Idris Elba
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
Knuckles, no!
is the echidna, Knuckles.
How do you get into the Knuckles character?
The first film was sort of like, how does he sound? I thought, why don't we do something completely against type? He sounds powerful, make him sound weak. You know, just do something up here. And they were like, no, I'm not doing that. But we ended up exploring a deeper resonance and sort of monosyllabic sort of character voice.
He is much more impressive than the hedgehog I fought previously. He is much more impressive than the hedgehog I fought previously.
Elba returns for the third in this franchise based on the Sonic video game series. In a globe-trotting quest, this unlikely team combats their biggest adversary yet in an effort to save the world.
We will fight for our freedom!
The English actor has portrayed a statesman, Nelson Mandela,
We will give them a war.
a detective in the British crime series Luther, and was half man, half robot in Fast and Furious.
I'd made maybe over 150 films in my lifetime. And I'm only 10 years old, so can you imagine?
We counted 60 films plus dozens of TV shows, but there is one role
How does James Bond fit into this?
that, despite the rumors, he has not played.
I don't like talking about it.
Because
Because it's just like, why am I talking about it? Like, I don't play the character. That's crazy. It's just a rumor. Ultimately, it's a massive compliment. I say that every time. Of course it is, because it's such a big, iconic character. But I'm never going to play that character, so move on.
His range is remarkable. He DJs, raps, and kickboxes.
We're on the attack with some skillful punches.
As a teen, he was supported by King Charles Charity, which mentors and sponsors young people. Today, he's working with the King to help the next generation.
I sometimes look in the mirror and go, who are you? Which Idris am I going to get today?
you went to an all-boys school. It sounds like your love of drama was thanks to a really good teacher.
Really great teacher, like that intervention.
McPhee,
Miss
if I remember my
wow.
research.
Miss McPhee, yes, she was she's a good teacher. And she took me seriously at a time where it was like, no one, in boys' school, everyone's like going drama, everyone wants to play football. I loved it, and she was really big encouragement for me into stepping into being an actor.
3 parts of this.
As an actor, Idris Elba is perhaps best known as drug kingpin Stringer Bell.
I want you to put the word out there that we back up.
In the critically acclaimed series The Wire.
We back up.
which ran 5 seasons until 2008.
Nicely done.
Still, when people hear your name, they connect it to the Wire.
I know. I've done other work. I'm joking.
Does that mean it's a bad thing?
No, it's great. Stringer Bell's an amazing character, like hugely pop culture icon to some degree, you know? So yeah, I'm proud of it.
Are you searching for something that you feel you haven't found since The Wire?
Always searching for something. And the more different each character is, the better for me, the better for my career, better for my imagination, better for my growth as an actor.
We have visitors.
This is sad, Robotnik.
And what could be more different than humanizing an echidna as this Renaissance man explores and tries to save an imaginary world? For CBS Mornings, I'm Seth Doane in London.
Seth Doane, you nailed it with the description of Renaissance man, don't you think?
Yeah.
I just adore Idris Elba. I think he's so talented, so good.
So talented, so smart. I can't believe he was doing genuine kickboxing, was
Kickboxing,
Wow.
yeah.
And he's
Actual
a DJ
tournament.
too.
DJ sings, raps, entered a kickboxing tournament. I believe he won. The dude can do it all.
Dude's got a pretty face. I wouldn't put that face.
That's the moneymaker.
Okay.
But how about this franchise, though? You land big fish like Jim Carrey, Idris, and also Keanu Reeves?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
My turn. Here, just keep us going straight. I put it in cruise control.
I feel just like Vin Diesel. It's all about family, Tom.
He's not really driving. That's Ben Schwartz as Sonic and James Marsden as his human guardian Tom in 2020's Sonic the Hedgehog. Now the duo is back. Why? Because they got to save the Earth. We want that in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So in this clip, Tom, Sonic, and his pals, they're trying to break into a lab to try and stop the evil Dr. Robotnik and his grandfather.
All right, hang tight, guys. Maddie's about to insert the drive.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
It didn't work.
Did you put it in the right way?
Try punching it.
Do not try punching it.
Oh. Take it out and blow on it.
Yes. Come on, Tom. There's absolutely no scientific evidence to support. Never mind, it worked.
Little trick from the 90s.
I mean, best decade ever, right?
It really
It
is.
works every time. Hey, Tika. The movie's distributed by Paramount Pictures, we're happy to say. That's part of our parent company, Paramount Global. Ben Schwartz and James Marsden join us first on CBS Mornings.
That's right. And Gail, we still have Sonic and Shadow, by the way, in their great role.
Yes.
It doesn't look like they like each other. Whoa! Shadow's always so angry.
Oh, man, Shadow.
Shadow has been through a lot, though.
Come on.
Them hanging out on the couch is so funny. Hanging out on the couch.
Guys, is my outfit too much, or does it seem like I'm trying too hard to impress you?
Are you kidding?
Perfect.
Absolutely perfect.
All right.
Match the sweater. It's
Thank you.
perfect.
Yes, thank you. Ben, I want to start with you because, listen, you're the original voice back in the day. So when you first got the part, did you say, God, I hope I get this part because I know it's going to be a franchise and I want to be part of it. Put me in, coach.
Oh, my goodness. It was, I played the video games in 1991. We're roughly the same age. You've had a storied career. I've not played as much football. But I played the games in 1991. I loved Sonic the Hedgehog. I loved video games. So the idea that I could be the voice of like one of the most famous video game characters is one of the most exciting things that's happened in my career.
Were you their first choice?
That's a great question. Let's bring in Sonic. And I think I was there for the very first test when we were trying to sell the movie to a studio. So before we even had a studio, we did a 5-minute short of it, and I was the voice for that. And then I think they probably went to very famous people, but they kept coming back to the test because of the comedy in it and the improv in it. And in the end, they gave me the role, so I get to be Sonic.
So, James, you play Sonic's human guardian.
Yes.
I guess there was no discussion of putting that beautiful face inside of a helmet.
Well, I actually, they went to me for Sonic for the voice.
Oh, wow.
I'm busy, I can't.
Yeah.
Wow. Ben's gonna be better for it. I'd rather do live action.
Show the moneymaker.
In the eyes, yeah. So, what is it like acting in a live action capacity? So, you're next to a character in a costume.
I mean, it's not like acting like this, like sitting here and seeing somebody.
This chemistry is unbelievable.
It's off the charts. But the first film was when I had to look at Sonic, it was a tennis ball or a piece of tape.
Yeah.
Someone, holding a stick.
Wow.
And how do you act against that? That's what I wonder how you
Well, and then someone else is reading his dialogue over here, but you can't look at it.
So you can react to them.
It's a very technical process. But now, I mean, with the success of the first 2 movies, obviously our budget increases, so now we have these really beautiful puppets, like life-size puppets, and these brilliant puppeteers to give us something to look at that's not, that's something to look
Ben,
for.
how did you decide? I love your voice in this
I love
franchise.
you. This is great. I feel like we're all
Thank
gonna
you,
be friends,
Ben.
right?
This is the compliment tour.
100%.
This is a compliment.
Yeah, the compliment tour.
Okay.
We do that very well, and we mean it too. But how did you decide on the voice you were going to do for Sonic? How did you decide?
Great question.
Great question.
Crazy. This is your first.
She's
day
really
doing
good at
this.
her
This is
job.
unbelievable.
Listen to these guys.
The way that I thought about it is when I read the script, when I played the video games, he's
Yeah.
very fast. And in the script, to me, he was a very excited kid. He was a very excited kid who was very lonely, and all he wanted was a connection and find someone who he finds in James's character, Tom. So I played him as a really excited guy. In the video game, all you really have to go off of is that he's very fast and he has a little bit of attitude. When you make him wait, he like stomps his foot or he goes like this.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring the comedy and the improv into that, and then I wanted him to be like a very loving and wonderful kid, excited kid character.
So how do you decide when to improv? Is it just spur of the moment? Do you get a nod from the director?
It's what we do is we have incredible writers. We have Pat, Josh, and John for this one, and we do the script as is, and then for every line, I'm allowed to go off and do what I want. And then Jeff Fowler, who's the genius of all geniuses, makes the best movie out of all the different versions. So he's like, you went too far, this is not good, or this is great. And
So a little validation when you see your improv.
every now and then, but the writers are so good. We got to give love to the writers.
Of course.
The writers are so good. But yes, I've gotten very lucky. All the movies have a little bit of me and that alt comedy vibe in there.
That just as always, though, James, what the family feels about your work.
Yes.
We all feel that, because you never want to disappoint your kids.
No, you don't.
always want them to think,
They'd
yeah,
be
my
hell to
dad is
pay.
cool. Yeah.
Hell to pay if you disappoint them. No, my kids have always been sort of wonderfully underwhelmed with what I do, but they're very proud. They're very proud. And a movie like this, we went to the LA premiere the other day and brought the whole brood, and they loved it. I do think this is. I mean, it's a kid's movie, but this, when you promote things, it's like, this is a 4-quadrant movie. It's for everybody. This really is. Like, the kids, my 12-year-old loved it. He brought all his pals. But my older kids loved it as well. I think the parents will love it. There's something for everybody in this. And so 2 thumbs up from
But there are lessons in the movie, too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I love that you brought that up because, when you strip away all of the fantasticness of it, there are some lessons.
Yes.
Shadow is a reflection of his lived experiences.
Right.
Sonic
Even bad guys can have redemption.
Yes,
Look at this. Yes.
Sonic is compelled to be the hero, even at the expense of his other pals.
Right.
Dr. Robotnik, he is a sweetheart deep down in there somewhere. So there are some lessons to take away other than just being a great movie. Did you guys walk away thinking, like, this is something a little bit bigger than what I originally thought it was?
I think so. I also think we're growing with our audience. Like, we've had 3 of these now. Sonic is kind of growing a little bit. He's maturing. There's some darker themes in this one.
Yeah.
Shadow has a very
Not too dark.
but not too dark.
Not too dark.
Not too dark, guys. Not too dark.
Kids, you'll enjoy it.
Like, everybody's enjoying it. But it's like the idea of we're growing a little bit. Sonic is always going to be funny. James is always going to be amazing. So it's like we have our themes and our characters there, but we get to like keep exploring it. 3 movies mean we keep getting deeper and deeper in all these characters.
Deeper and deeper. And there will be a 4th, right? I mean, on the subject of always.
Did you just announce a 4th
Yes.
live?
There will be a 4th.
I'll just say this.
Ben
Stick
Schwartz.
around after the credits.
With
is
the
what I'll say.
power, with the power
James
invested
Marsden,
in me.
Are you?
There will be a 4th. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is in theaters on Friday.
Prediction.